Hey everyone from Separation of Corporation and State. I come to you today because I want to share an idea that maybe most of you don't know actually even exists. So we all know that we have a huge issue with their politics. If it's here in Canada and of course down in the States, it's a really hot button topic. And a lot of people really don't want to talk about it because at the end of the day, they really get frustrated and pissed off. But, let's put our emotions aside for a second and let's talk about, let's indeed talk about politics and how we can change it. Now, we all know that there's 535 representatives in America that control and speak for 300 million. So 535 people speak on behalf of over 300 million. And when they speak, I'm talking about they make decisions on your behalf. They make changes to the Constitution on your behalf, and they do everything that you actually give them consent to do. But the problem now is that there's high unemployment, a lot of crime, endless wars, a lot of the things that I don't think a lot of people, when they go to the election booth, vote for. But the only problem is a lot of people have voter apathy. So they think that our representative democracy that we have in place is useless, and to be quite honest, it actually is. But there is a way, and that way is if we, the people, start taking politics back. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the country of Switzerland, they have a system called direct democracy that they've been using for close to 1,000 years on the canton and of course in the city and local municipal levels. And of course, what direct democracy is, it gives people a veto power on or final decision making on all laws that are going to be passed, or even initiatives that people can take up by signing or collecting signatures to get a law stopped or even to create a law. And ultimately, it allows people, which the people of Switzerland do, is to vote on a referendum. Now, the referendum can be, depending on what the referendum is all about, if it's constitutional matters, the consensus could be higher. If it's not, it could be a little bit lower. But it's always over 50%, genuinely. My point is that we no longer can trust our politicians. We can no longer trust our political parties because they've been obviously bought and sold for a long time ago. And the only way that we can stop that is not to vote again for a Republican or a Democrat. That's pointless. But the solution is for the people to start getting educated, which I know most Americans are, and I know most Canadians are very educated, and they're very aware of our political system and the things that are happening behind our backs. We need to start organizing locally. Now, there's a gentleman by the name of David Frank. He lives down in South Bend, Indiana. He's created this fantastic system, and it's called onevoicenow.org. And what he suggests, and when you get a chance, please check it out. It's a fantastic idea. Is he's saying, start locally, meaning take back your local TV station, which is usually flooded with absolute nonsense that has nothing to do with the community to begin with. Start taking back your TV stations locally. Start using that to discuss laws that it might be implementing, zonal plans, anything that has any direct impact with the local community, and that's something that you could take to the TV station to discuss. Then, of course, Frank always also suggests that you use your telephone as a voting system. So once we have a referendum in place and we're gonna vote on it, then of course you can use the telephone as a final vote. So you can vote in and you can vote for either yes or you can vote for no. Of course, it corresponds obviously with your social insurance number and of course your proof of birth, basically of where you're from. It's this way it makes you legit when you vote in the local area. Now, it doesn't stop locally either. Of course, locally is where we have to start, is because the populations are a lot smaller and it's easier to organize. But ultimately, we have to get back to the state level. And the reason why is we need the states and, of course, the provinces here in Canada, we need them to be sovereign. We have to decentralize power from Ottawa, and we have to decentralize power from Washington. Washington, Ottawa have way too much power over, of course, the states and, of course, the provinces. and the states and the provinces have to think independently again. They have to be sovereign. Now, with that in mind, I'm not saying sovereign in the way that they have to split away from the states. No, I'm saying they can work together as a union, but one state can't tell the other what to do. We have to make our federal politicians, to be quite honestly, pointless. We have to start making more of the decision making in the states than the provinces, if you catch my drift. We have given our federal politicians and our prime minister and president way too much power, more than they really should have. And of course, we can only take the power away if the people organize locally, and we have to ask the citizens to make decisions on all issues that impact us all. I'm talking locally, I'm talking provincially, I'm talking statewide or state level. So again, when you get a chance, please go to David Frank's website. It's called onevoicenow.org, onevoicenow.org. He's got all the information on there. There's a One Voice Now coalition on Facebook. Please feel free to join. Reach out to David Frank himself. He can answer any question you have. This is truly a system that we, the people, need. We need to start taking back our politics now, because our representative system has absolutely failed us. It has failed for us for sure, but it definitely hasn't failed for the politicians and for the corporations that donate large sums of money so they can get their agendas across. We don't need that anymore, obviously. We need people to start taking back their politics and start voting on issues that impact us all. Now, here in Canada, we have something called My Freedom 2017, which was written and started by Nicola Brasseur. Basically what it is, it's a referendum. It's called the Convention of Consent, and people need to sign it here in Canada, of course. And we need at least 51% of the population of Canada in order to take it to the highest level, to the Supreme Court of Canada. Excuse me. Once we have that signed, then we can basically tell the government of Canada that we, the people, are here, and we're back, and we want our sovereignty again. And we are not going to listen to any political parties any longer. The people, the citizens, on all levels of government are going to decide what laws we want, what laws we don't want, if we want to go to war, if we do not want to go to war, if we want stricter immigration policies, and so on and so on. And so basically, My Freedom 2017, that's what it's called. It's called the Convention of Consent. Nicola Brasseur. Look her up on Facebook, reach out to her, ask her a ton of questions, and if you truly believe in it, please sign up. I mean, this is, of course, is another way of implementing direct democracy. So that's all I have to really pretty much say. I will probably be doing more of these videos here, and of course in our group, Direct Democracy for Canadians. But again, it's up to you to spread the word. If you truly want your politics back, keep in mind direct democracy is the only way to do it. We've run out of ideas with our representative system. We've totally exhausted that. We know it doesn't work. We know they've failed us, and we need to move forward. We need to stop talking about political parties. We need to stop talking about Obama and Trump and Trudeau. It's pointless. We have solutions in place. Let's check them out. Let's spread the word on it, and let's actually get active. Okay, until next time, everyone, take care.